With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
From the 27, pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Hurts.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their 38.
Now Fields.
Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Fields on 1st down.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Throwing again is Fields.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And his kick here is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Room to run past midfield. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here's Fields.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Sliding out of the pocket. Wide open receiver complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34.
Fields. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that. Talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 12-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a handoff looking right. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Back to throw. Fields
escaping the pressure right.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive.
Fields now to throw.
And that is incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
They go play action with Hurts.
Steps away.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder.
He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position, to be in the right spot, as he was there, to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Throwing after the interception. Fields eluding the pressure right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. And his throw here is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
To throw is Fields.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets it down to the 32. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll make it a 2nd down.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And this will go to Carson out wide.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be out right at the 35. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll give it here to his running back. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2nd and 5 now. Fields. Flush to his right. And out of bounds right around the 20.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. I've worked with you long enough now to know you like that decision. Go safe, pressure coming, hit your guy underneath.
It's an excellent decision, but he knew it came with consequences, and that's him getting hit on the play. but able to dump it to his running back and gain some yardage. I liked everything about it, especially his ability to stay in the pocket and execute.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And his kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Being chased out left. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for Seattle. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run with Hunt, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kareem Hunt hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter.
On first down, Fields.
Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the gun on third down, Fields. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now second and inches.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So nothing doing there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Fields going to toss this quickly out wide, complete.
And he is out of bounds here.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
And he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown.
Justin Fields. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there and in the process picks up the first down.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fields. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Hurts.
Eluding the pressure right.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 51. Punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do they do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here's Fields.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Flush to his right. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels...
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Now Fields.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air. And that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a pick six there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick six.